Guys, I'm Bianca from Holistic RX, and I just had a treatment here at Aura. I have some questions for Amy, who treated some muscle soreness in my upper shoulder and also did some cupping. So I have some questions. I'm also 10 and a half weeks postpartum, so I'm going to talk about, I guess, a little bit about that and the tension from just like holding the baby and like constantly leaning over. So first, we talked about this a little bit in the room, but what are some foods to incorporate postpartum to kind of just like balance everything?
So it's really important to replenish your blood, replenish your yin, blood is yin, and also to tonify kidney yang. The kidney energy becomes depleted and you're using up all of the stores that we say that you were born with as you are, creating and then giving birth to a baby. So some of those things are goji berries, mulberries, walnuts.
Making a mental shopping list
Yeah.
right now.
And you can just like put them in a trail mix, or you could put them in like a porridge in the morning if you wanted to add them to like a warm millet, or if you wanted to make like a rice congee. It would be really good with a little bit of ginger maybe. So ginger is good for digesting and also helps to tonify the earth element.
Okay.
And you can kind of, as a mother, you are the embodiment of the earth element. So you always want to be tonifying yourself. You're going to be giving and giving and giving for the rest of your days. So you have to shore that up.
Okay.
And then meat, I know there's a tendency to not eat meat, but in traditional Chinese medicine, we like good. We like it.
Not a
people
vegan.
eat all things. So the best thing is lamb. So lamb in the morning, and it is easy on digestion.
Okay.
And if you were going to eat cheese, I know you said you don't like cheese,
No.
but if you were to eat cheese, sheep or goat cheese would be best because it's also warming in nature. You want to stay away from things that are cold and congealing. Anything that is cold and congealing, you want to stay away from. I know people love smoothies, but cold smoothies, not good. Room temperature juice, if you juice, it's fine.
What if a smoothie is room temperature and you don't add ice or anything like that?
And that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What about salads? Because they're raw and technically cold.
Yeah, so salads can be rough on the digestion. If you can eat things that are a little cooked, that is preferable. So always warm foods.
And what about grains, rice, quinoa, things like that?
Yeah, so staying away from things that are super glutinous, again, that can be difficult to digest. It can and create dampness in the body, so we don't want anything to stop up the system, basically. But millet is a good one, and yeah, quinoa is fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super healthy, so.
And can you talk a little bit about what you did on my upper body and the tension I have from just like constantly being in this position of holding a baby?
Yes. We cup the upper thigh area, which is going to give that area immediate relief. One thing that we can do in future that you probably do in a workout with, a trainer or the yoga instructor or Pilates instructor is opening the chest.
Yep.
So in order for the back to tonify, in order for it to actually do what it needs to do, your middle trapezius, your lower trapezius, your anterior fibers to turn off, and some other muscles as well, we need to usually lengthen here.
Right.
But you were feeling this most of all, and you really needed to be tonified. So the most tonifying points on the body are on the posterior. They're called back shu points, and they're all along the erector spinae muscles. And these muscles are the muscles that keep you erect. That's why they're named this.
Okay.
So we focused on that.
Yeah.
And then we cupped the anterior trapezius, and we came down to middle trapezius around the scapula to relieve some of that tension. Yeah.
I already feel better.
Yeah.
One last thing, aside from acupuncture, which is great for all things body tension, postpartum, etc., what can people do at home to kind of relieve that tension and to feel less like a knot all the time?
So at home, home to relieve the tension? Well, one of the things that you can do is make sure that you're stretching your pecs.
How do you do that?
So everybody probably knows, right, up against like a door jamb where you're resting from your fingertips all the way down to the elbow against the door jamb.
You just like press out.
Yeah, but make sure that when you're doing this, you want to focus on your alignment. So your middle finger with the center of the wrist with the bony protrusion of the elbow, and then start with the elbow in line with the shoulder. So you're at a right angle and a right angle.
Like pushing it back.
Yeah, and then you're moving forward this way through.
Okay.
Right, this way, gently. And you can do it at different angles
Okay.
to stretch various parts of the different fibers of the muscle. Yeah. And then you can do the same thing against a wall.
Okay.
Where you like kick his arms.
Okay.
And you want to lengthen the posterior side of the neck.
So wall is on your back and you're just putting your arms up like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're going to gently press. And a lot of people cannot get their wrists flat, and you want to try to flatten out the wrist.
Okay.
And there's some other particulars too that might inhibit that, and part of that is the tenacity, the strength that you have in the upper fibers of your abdominals. So you want to make sure that that's going to dry in, so you're not hyperextending and flaring your rib cage out. That'll give you a false sense of anyway. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was a great treatment. Come check out Aura.